What is happening, Cognac Hunters? Welcome back to another episode of the Cognac Hunter. Follow us along on cognac.com, Cognac Hunter on YouTube, and Cognac Hunter on Instagram. What are we tasting today? Firstly, I want to say why I'm doing this project. Like, you're going to see these videos, you're going to be like, why is Sean doing these? My big thing with Cognac is I want to get rid of the pomposity. I've said this in the very first episode. I want to get rid of the fact that it's pretentious. I think this sort of mentality that Cognac is only for special occasions or for old men and cigar shops or the members only club, that sort of thing. Cognac is just so much more. And we have seen a decline in Cognac sales in North America over the last 5 years, which I think is because it's purely education. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to educate you if you're watching these videos on social media, on YouTube, on the website, wherever you're watching them. I want you to, next time, if you love Cognac, if you love your big four houses, again, nothing against the big four houses. Love you guys. You've done a great job. You've been amazing. But explore. Be curious. Be adventurous. The amount of rules and regulations on Cognac are so tight and intense. I personally don't believe, and I could be proven wrong, and you can comment on this, I personally don't believe there's a bad Cognac out there. Because you can't cut corners. You can't do things that are cheaper or easier because the rules are so tight on wine growing, on fermentation, on distillation, on cask aging, on everything. The rules are so tight. I don't believe there's a bad example of what Cognac should taste out there because it's so rigorously looked after by the BNIC. That being said, why can't you try more? In every other category of spirits in the world, you have the cheap ones, the ones that use big column stills, or the ones that only age it for X amount of time, or the ones that do this and do that and do that. Cognac, you just can't do that. It's just not possible to do that as a Cognac maker. You have to follow every rule from the vineyard to the bottle. So, if you're paying X amount of dollars for a bottle of Hennessy, Remy, Courvoisier, that, and you see something like this on the shelf, or anything else that I've tasted, you should. I feel like I need you to. I don't should or want or have to. I need you to try something new because this is the way Cognac market is going to expand and grow. And that's really what this project's about, is about expanding and growing the Cognac market here in North America, hopefully the world. Let's get away from the pomposity. Let's get away from the snifter glasses. Let's not get away from the cigars. I love my cigars. But let's grow the Cognac category itself by trying new things. After my little rant, I'm actually going to do a tasting now. So, we're tasting Pierre Ferrand's Double Cask Reserve. So, Pierre Ferrand was one of the very first houses to start exploring other cask finishes. Now, in Cognac, by the rules, has to be in first used oak. Well, sorry, no. Has to be in oak. For a very long time, you weren't allowed to put it into oak that had stored anything else. Now, you still can't do it if it's ever stored another spirit. If it is another spirit, it's called spirit drink. A lot of brands are exploring ex-bourbon barrels, that sort of thing. It's no longer a Cognac, it's called spirit drink. But in the Cognac realm, you can use casks that have stored something other than spirit. So wine, fortified wine, sherry, so on and so forth. Pierre Ferrand was one of those first houses that started exploring this. Now this one, I've already forgotten what it was. It is the Banyuls. So Banyuls is a fortified wine from Louisiana. My French is horrible. So if you're watching this and you're going, this Australian dude can't speak French, I can't speak French. I try my very, very best. So this gets finished in a fortified wine barrel from France. So Pierre Ferrand was one of the very first houses to sort of usher this through. They found evidence in old archives, so on and so forth. So it's really transformed, personally, how the direction of Cognac can go in the next 5-10 years. Ex-sherry, ex-port, ex-fortified wine barrels, ex-red wine barrels, ex-white wine barrels. There's a myriad of things that could really come out of this that could really impact the later profiles of Cognac. So, again, this one's rocking out at 42.3. There's almost a almost like a eucalyptus-y sort of thing. If you're from Australia, you obviously know what a eucalyptus tree is, but there's sort of menthol-y, very soft, complex menthol, not like just a straight one-dimension menthol. Mm. There's a mid-palate, sort of like mid-nose complexity there that goes deep down. Hints of fruit in the top, but like it's really mid-nose down into base notes. Fruitiness on the front palate. That mentholy eucalyptus. Hints of savory. That's not savory. Trying to wrap my head around this. Eucalyptus savoriness in the mid palate, and then it's just all this beautiful, deep, almost overcooked pie filling, straight up like really dense fruit tones in the bottom. 100% Grande Champagne. Can stand up to like a myriad of different like flavor profiles being attached to it. That makes sense. Like Grande Champagne's beautiful, like like grape region, and Uni Blanc from that region. It's very strong and dense, and can have other flavor profiles that connected to it and attached to it that make it really approachable. Mm. Round, complex sweetness, not a lot of high notes to it. A little bit of like fresh fruit up in the top corner. It's all about that mid palate of like savory eucalyptus down to this like stewed fruit, Christmas spice, but very subtle Christmas spice. Good wood structure underneath it. If you see it on the shelf, what do I say? Go get it. Explore, guys. Pierre Ferrand Reserve Double Cask. Fantastic little number. Cheers.